Today we're at the Bay Street Passive House, and we're going to be talking about electrical and specifically about the box out. So I'm Dave Edwards with Earthbound Homes.
And I'm Hugo Ruiz with 2020 Electric.
Let's get into it. As a builder, we look at plans all the time. We look at electrical plans and structural plans and house plans. And to us, it's kind of second nature to look at all that stuff. But for a homeowner who doesn't normally look at a set of plans, it can be really, really overwhelming. And that's especially true with the electrical set. So not only on an electrical set of plans do you see the house layout and all the walls and doors and windows, but you also see symbols for outlets and switches and light fixtures. And that can be just really difficult for clients to understand what it all means. And so part of our process for making sure that clients are comfortable in their houses is to allow them to walk through the house after it's been framed, but before all the electrical fixtures have been placed and all the wires have been run. And that typically is called a box walk or a box out. And I'm here with Hugo to help me understand what the box walk does and what it is and how it helps clients understand their projects. So Hugo, tell me what a box walk is.
Good question. So a box walk is basically just where we set up our boxes, where we're given certain layouts to make sure that our boxes are in place where they need to be and where they need to be by code. So right now behind us, what you see is our typical layout in the kitchen. And the way it works right now, you see we have two small appliance countertop outlets, more on this side. And right now, this is the time if the client wants, say, another outlet or two more on that side. We all have different lifestyles. She can have a coffee maker there, a toaster oven, a lot of things, but typically by code, this is all we need.
Okay.
But again, we like to work with the clients and make sure that they're going to be happy with this whole setup. So this is the whole reason why we do all this now. So before we finish everything up, we like to make sure that the client is happy with the placement and with the outlet that she has and everything. And right now it's the time to do it since we're already roughing in all the wires. And we just want to make sure all the clients are happy and we're okay with everything, the way everything is set up.
So I noticed on the ground you have like the refrigerator is located here and there's cabinets and countertops.
Yeah.
So you're referencing all the locations of the switches and the plugs and everything else with respect to the layout of the cabinets and the appliances in the bathroom, in the kitchens. And that's true of the switches as well. So like we're having conversations about maybe switches that are behind appliances going outside and how that's probably not going to work so well.
Yeah.
And so we're really, having the ability to walk through a space and to, imagine yourself with a bag of groceries and you're walking in from the garage and you're right-handed and you want to turn the switch on with your right hand and accept that the switch is on the left-hand side of the door, then that's not going to work well. And so, we want to make sure that before you run all the wires and spend all the money, because the wire is really expensive.
Yeah, it's expensive.
And drilling all the holes and the studs and running all that is a lot of time. And so before we spend that time and that money, we want to make sure that the clients are 100% okay with the location of all of those. And the same is true with light fixtures. So, you may have a set of lights in a ceiling, and those lights may look good in the room itself, but then you imagine like your dining room table down the middle of the room, and suddenly the lights aren't on the dining room table, or maybe they're over the chairs but not over the table itself. And so really having the perspective of the light fixtures as you walk through the house, and also with respect to the furniture you have. And maybe you have a couch that's 10 feet away from a wall, but you know that you always want to be plugging in your iPad when you're sitting at the couch, and there's no outlet except for the ability to run a cord across the floor, right? Maybe want to put an outlet in the floor or something. So it's really about being proactive and really allowing the clients to understand how their house flows for them. And as you said, everybody is different and everybody has a different way of using their house. Mm-hmm. And now is the time to do that before we spend the money kind of doing stuff that we're going to have to undo later.
Yeah.
Now, how often do you get an electrical plan from an architect that is 100% correct?
That's a tough one. It's it never goes as planned. So there's always changes.
Right.
It's just something we take a base off of, and then from there we just work with the client.
Got it.
The architect can give you a set of plans, but that's not the vision that the client really has. It's just something to go off of.
Right.
And from there we just work off whatever they come up with. We have thrown ideas at them. They give us ideas. So that's one of the things we like to work with our customers and make sure that they're aware of everything that's out there right now. A lot of people like under counter lights. We have these LED strip lights that this is what everyone's using now.
Oh.
Compared to the old fluorescent lights that were under the counter, this is what everyone wants now. So that's one of the things. Not a lot of people are aware of all this new technology coming out because they just see magazines and I want the light underneath the cabinet, but they don't realize that it's this type of light they're using now.
Got it.
So that's one of the things we like to talk to our customers and let them know their options of lighting, receptacles, and colorways of finishes, stuff like that.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are just accustomed to seeing white trims or white outlets,
Right.
but the options are endless, really.
So really a big portion of what you're doing is education.
Yeah.
It's really letting clients and honestly builders and architects know all the stuff that you guys see every time. And you may find that you have an outlet or a fixture in one house that you then start recommending to your clients all over the place,
Exactly.
right? And so what we're really doing is making sure that before we invest money, we're paying attention to the details. We're paying attention to what the client's needs are. Because until you ask questions, you're not really going to understand all of your opportunities. And you may not even understand the questions to ask, right? So again, building a better way is more than energy efficiency and even more than life and safety. It's about planning ahead, making sure that your investment in whether it's technology or structure or insulation or whatever, is perfectly suited to your house. If you're interested in learning more about building science or following our projects, hit subscribe as we show you how to build a better way.